Okay, welcome to this episode of Behind the Line 50 Plus. Today we're going to be talking about the South Teton in Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming, just outside of Jackson. The Tetons, one of the great ski mountaineering playgrounds in all of North America. Probably these days the premier place. It is a very compact mountain range. Like the Sierra is a huge mountain range. It is very long, 200 miles of an amazing mountain terrain. The Tetons is like 20 miles long, but it is so much terrain and so much to do in those 20 miles. It's like quite incredible how much terrain there is. Like to me, it's almost like I'm like, wow, it's only like, it's a tiny mountain range. And then you get in there and you're like, there is so much to do there. It's a really rad place. There's a lot of people there as well, and it's pretty competitive. And there's a lot of badasses there. Like some of the best ski mountaineers in the world call that place home. Some of the best in the world have trained there. It is kind of the creme de la creme make that place home. It's where all the badasses are, in my opinion. But Tetons, they're cool. I would love to spend more time there. Get to spend some time there, here and there. South Teton was the last big Teton that I hadn't been to. Was glad to finally make it a priority and go up to the top of it. If you watch the episode, you got to see that unfortunately we didn't get to really ski anything cool, just kind of skied back down where we went up. But let's talk about the South Teton in general, talk about some of the lines and the options so that if you ever want to go to the South Teton, there's a little bit more information for you. So Tiger Lake Trailhead, that is the main trailhead for the winter. The gate is closed on the Teton Park Road all the way up until like April 1st or somewhere in April. And then they open it for bikes, and that opens up so much more of the park. And then they open up for cars after that. Bike season is also an awesome season. That happened to open right when we got there. But Tiger Lake Trailhead, that is the kicking off part for many Teton adventures for most of the season. So this approach is the approach that you will get very bored of. It's pretty long, it's pretty annoying, but it's not too bad. A little bit of up, I forget, it's like 300 vert up and then 300 vert back down to Bradley Lake. This is where, we start walking across that lake in the dark, see those things, and then you start going up, the real up the escarpments, which I've been told you can kind of actually see. So if you look at the terrain, like check out this topo, you can kind of see this HD topo. It's a lot easier to see it. Check out this and then this. So there's these two kind of escarpments throughout the Tetons, and it's from like tectonal lifting that happened to the Tetons. And these are like almost the crux points of skinning. It's always like when it's refrozen, it's a pain in the ass and you kind of don't know exactly where to go. In the dark, there's like a bajillion skin tracks crisscrossing everywhere. But that's the escarpment getting up over there. So HD topo maps help you. Going up, this was kind of the first escarpment going up in the dark. I believe we put on ski crampons. It was actually ski crampon time. Ski crampon and the Tetons in, late April. Good thing to bring. Going up in the dark. Escarpment number 2. Oh, there's the second one. And then you go into Garnet Canyon. In spring, you should be up in the Garnet Canyon about this time when the sun is coming up. Such a great view. Walking straight up into the Middle Teton. You're like, just first thing you see, boom, Middle Teton poking up. Nez Perce is off to your left. Can't quite see the Grand. You can start to see the south. You're just looking around and it's just a playground of lines all around you. I got about 11 pictures of lines right here, so let's look through them. I don't know, there we go. Yeah, they're pretty much all the same thing, but it's always like sun's starting to come up, starting to get that energy. It just feels so good. I always love that moment. The sun starts coming up. You've been up for hours at that point, skinning in the dark. You get that narrow tunnel vision where you're just starting to just kind of like, And as you're getting like more and more tired in a certain way, and then the sun comes up and you just get that burst of energy. So the Garnet Canyon, getting up there as the sunset's coming up, super beautiful. There's Dan, there's me. These are all little screenshots. There's the middle Teton. You start kind of going up and left. So this is, there's a trail right in here. Let's see at the top. I kind of already have that there. So by this point, I mean, you're kind of almost about halfway there. So up to 12,000 feet. Let's put the hybrid map. Let's just put the topo HD map. So 9,000 feet. So yeah, you already got 3,000 vert done already by this point in Garnet Canyon. So half your vert is done with by the time you kind of get to the base of the Middle Teton. Once you really start going up, man, this HD shading is really good. Really cool. Gets steep again. You know, ski crampons in the spring are a good thing. Keep walking. This zone, Dan said he referred to it as the mother of wind. This is one of the windiest places you can be. So be prepared to get blown off the mountain right there. As you can see from this photo, it just looks like it's absolutely stripped at all times. You know, there's almost no snow and you just end up walking on rocks like we did. So kind of annoying, but we walked all the way to the end of the col and then walked up on boots as far as we could, all the way up into this. And then you go up into the Northwest Couloir, which I think I have a photo of that. Although it's called the Northwest Couloir, it's not skiable, and I don't think Dan said it's ever been skiable. It just gets, all the snow gets blown away at all times. So you're just kind of hiking up it. Sort of need crampons, probably don't need, I don't even know if we put them on. We might have put them on just because crampons are kind of nice and they're more efficient. But that brings you all the way up to the summit of the South Teton. Such a beautiful view. Any summit of the Tetons is pretty freaking amazing. Let's see, just one photo. So now let's start talking about the actual lines. So as you can see here, our day consisted of walking down this ridge line and looking down into the Southeast Couloir. If you watched the episode, you probably saw why we turned around, why we didn't ski it. And I won't want to go more into it, but essentially we didn't have enough of a melt freeze cycle lengthy enough to feel comfortable enough that it wasn't going to slab out and create a catastrophic warming avalanche while we were in there. The day before, there was actually a big avalanche on this southeast aspect that Dan's friend narrowly avoided. As you can see right here, there was an avalanche incident on February 21st, 2010. One skier triggered avalanche, swept over cliffs, and killed. This line, the southeast, you ski down through here, and it rolls all the way over these cliffs. It is very, very exposed. It was pretty mellow to want to ski there. It looked terrible to ski it, so we just decided it wasn't worth it. It already slid, so we weren't worried about it sliding anymore. It just looked not fun. So we decided not to ski it. But this line itself, it's like mellow, but with high consequence. I've seen a video of Jimmy Ryan and Madison Ostergen. I don't, Mads. Sorry, Mads. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. They kind of they skied this and it looked heinous and it looked pretty sketchy, and those two are very incredible skiers, so I won't say it's super mellow, but it's serious enough line. It also has fatal consequences. There's some other lines. Jimmy Chin told me one of his favorite lines in the world is off the South Teton. I won't talk about it right here. Let you find that for yourself. Southeast Couloir, you can see from town. Jimmy Ryan, I got a video of him flashing that. Noah Howell's got a blog post talking about it, skiing it. I've seen plenty of people calling it possibly the steepest ski in the Tetons, which is saying something because there's a lot of good steep skiing. I would really love to go back and ski it. It looks really, really fun. You probably want to wait till later in the season. There's like a legit choke to get through. It was kind of weird. The choke should have been filled in at that time of year. It wasn't filled in when we were there. But yeah, it's a serious ski line. We also, for us, hiked over to this edge because we were thinking maybe we could ski down this and ski down that. That looked terrible too. So ultimately, we ended up just hiking back down and skiing this way, which is what happens. As I say in the episode, my favorite way to ski is to have a loose plan. We had dictated that the conditions were in a place where we were like, okay, we've got melt freeze cycles. We're going to want to follow warming. We're going to want to beat the warming, but be there for when it warms up. So we said there's enough options off the South Teton that maybe we should go for the South Teton, and maybe that will give us the most options to ski. So we went up there. We found different conditions than we anticipated, and then we turned around. But that is the way you should ski. When I was in a purely objective-based project, I would have just been pissed off and disappointed if we had to go ski the Middle Teton or we had to go ski the Grand, and then you're just like, oh, we didn't ski it or skied it in shitty conditions or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just like that much more satisfying to go try to match your knowledge and your observations to where you think is going to be good and give yourself options, and then go out there and try to ski them based on those observations. And if it doesn't work out, then it just doesn't work out. But give yourself the best chance to go ski something fun that day. That's the way to ski. So South Teton, it sounded like, we didn't get to ski it, but if you ski the Southeast Couloir, the way out is not to go through this little choke, but to do a quick little hike up, and then you ski out this way, and then ski down out through here and go out this canyon and traverse all the way out Avalanche Canyon back to Taggart Lake. So not much else to say. I obviously am not going to be your best guide for the Tetons. I would say the Tetons have some of the best guide operations there is. So if you are curious about skiing big lines, steep lines, rad lines, and the Tetons, hire a guide. Like Dan Corn is a guide you can hire to go ski with. So look him up. Go hire Dan. He'll take you out. I'm lucky. He's a friend of mine. We can just go ski together. But if he's not a friend of yours, you might have to hire him, which is arguably a better way to go ski with someone, because then they can just make decisions for you, break trail for you, and you just get to like kick back and not think about anything. So hire a guide if you want to go ski rad lines in the Tetons and you haven't been there before. You don't know the snowpack. You just are unfamiliar with the mountain range. So anyways, that's kind of behind the line. Sorry there wasn't more, but hopefully there's some information there that you could understand anyways. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time.